Everybody, welcome. It's Lexi, the Podunk Paper File, and today, I'm going to do some more watercoloring, and I already got this far. Videos kept getting interrupted, so we're going to make a quick one of these 5 flowers and pray that no more interruptions come, okay? So I'm just going to jump in and get started. First brush I'm using is my number 0 brush, and we're going to make that yellow flower. And I have this color mixed up. It's just a little bit of this yellow, like a lighter yellow with a little bit of yellow ochre, okay? So that's all that is. Now the first thing I want to do is really thin it down with I only want the teeniest bit of pigment in my brush. So I grab water, and this is just water, mix it into, my yellow color, and kind of just make it really like a super, just barely any of the actual yellow in there. And I'm going to come down here, okay? So you draw little teardrop shapes or petal shapes like this. And I know that's super light, but that's kind of what I wanted it to be like, is super light, because I want that to appear to be, those petals to appear to be further away, as in they're in the background. And then I'll go back into that same color, load all of that pigment up into my brush, and come back over the top like this and in between. Now this makes it look like it's got some depth now that we're putting some actual dark back onto it. Like that. Okay. And I'm going to let it dry a little bit, and I'm going to grab some brown. So I just have some, like a darker brown, really dark. I did hit it with just a little bit of black, and I'm going to make the stamen dots, okay? Just dots like this, leaving negative space, because the negative space makes it look more like realistic, okay? Now I've got this green color I've been using. I'm just going to mix a little more up of it. I've got this really bright green. That's too bright for me, so I'm going to add some brown into this green, because I just want like a mossy green color. I don't want it to be like super bright in your face kind of a green. All right, now just going to put that in my brush, pull it kind of through the paint into a point so that there's not too much. Coming straight down, we'll go like this and do leaves. These are leaves, and then this will be some leaves, okay? And just drawing little teardrop shapes with the pointy part of the teardrop towards the stem, and getting bigger gradually as we get down closer to the stem of the flower, okay? Leaving space between the leaves is good, because then you can tell them apart. Okay, loading back up with paint, and going to do the same exact thing over here. Making little oval-y, teardrop-y type shapes. Okay. And again, one more time up here, we'll go do the same thing. Getting bigger as we go down. Okay, now that my yellow is pretty much dry, I'm going to come back into this really dark yellow that I had made, and I'm going to hit it with just a little bit of the yellow ochre, and make it just a little bit darker. And I'm going to kind of define the petals. So basically I'm going to outline them like this. All right, there we go. And first one done. Next one, this I mixed up red, a little red, orange, and then I I lightened it with some white. So for a rose, I'm going to show you. You do a dot, and then you go out from the dot and create like a messy spiral, okay? Like this, going back and forth, just not I don't think too much about it, and I'm not going to go back and fix it. Like, I just want it to be the way that it is, however it ends up. Okay. Now I just went into water, and I'm going to touch the water in there and just get the teeniest bit of pigment into the water, because I want it to be super light. Like, I mean like almost like there isn't any color in there at all. Almost just like you're hitting it with water on the page. Okay. And I need more water. And we'll just, it's not working out the way I want it to. Okay. And too much water. Okay, that's good. So now it almost looks like there's nothing there. And that's kind of the look I wanted. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into this really dark color. And while this is still wet, I'm going to release some of that dark color back into the center of the rose. Okay. And then I'm going to go back into my green that I had made earlier, my mossy green color. I'm going to go straight down. We'll put some flat leaves up here at the top to start. And then we'll just work our way down and make some leaves. And all I'm doing is I'm making a little stem for it to connect to the stem, pushing down, pulling out until the tip is pointy, and you can come back in and just put some more dark green down there just to give it some like definition, like some depth. Okay, so this one's gonna have a little two-leafer like this, and there we go. And over here we'll have a couple more, one up here, one over here, and this random leaf is in the front of the stem. It kind of just grew, and we're going to make sure we cover the stem nice and good so that we know that it's in the front. And yeah, that one just grew all funky, right? Because that happens in nature. It's never just perfect. Okay, and there's our rose. I'm actually going to put like another leaf right here, I believe, for balance. And I'm going to just grab some more of my color, touch it in there, let it bleed out. All right, berries, super easy, okay? So I took some red and some purple and mixed it down to this wine kind of a color. And with this, I'm adding water to it so it starts to move again. Okay, these are super easy. Berries are so fun because they're so simple. You just draw little circles, little messy ones. They don't have to have any rhyme or reason. You can do little clusters. You can do them all single. It doesn't really matter, okay? So like just put some berries down on your page. And I'm kind of doing a little bit of like a triangular shape. Okay, now I'm going to go back into the same color. Load my brush up, and I'm going to just touch some of that same color with a lot of pigment on the tops of these berries to give them depth, kind of make them look like, because little berries have like those little weird things on them. So just using that same exact color with lots of pigment, very little water, and there we go. All right, now back into my green color that we made, and we're going to make the stems. So the first stem, I want it to be kind of in the middle, and then we'll have a couple over here, maybe one that goes up there, and one that comes out over here and makes, leaves. Okay. And these leaves need to be really small because of the little tiny berries. I wish I had a smaller paintbrush, but I don't, so I'm just going to do my best here, okay? Bear with me. And we'll put one there, a couple little leaves over here, maybe one up through here. Maybe we'll put some that come out over here, a couple over here. Put one right there, and yeah, there we go. Now I know that these aren't all connecting down to the spine, but it's fine, you guys, because you want to know why? We do what we want, and our plants grow however we want them to grow. All right, and there's some cute little berries, okay? And then the next little thing I'm going to paint is that. It's the same kind of color that I used on the rose, so I'm just going to grab it up. Lots of pigment. And what I did was I drew the stems first, so really light pressure. The lighter the pressure, the thinner the line's going to be, and it doesn't have to be straight and perfect, because what in nature is perfect and straight? Can you please tell me? Because if you know, then I would like to see it for myself. All right, and then we just put leaves on it, like super simple. Adding leaves, that's all. And put one there. I'm going to touch some more of this color in, because why not? There's one. There's one. Get some more water just so that things start moving more. Oh look, there's some more of that color. Boom, right in the corner of my palette. Now it is a little darker though, so I'm going to add some more water to lighten it. And put a couple more. Let's put one right there. And I'm going to put a couple over here. No biggie. Maybe one that's going this way. And last but I mean certainly not least, I'm just going to put a random one right up there. All right. Okay. Super easy. Super duper easy. Now, if you want, once it's dry, you can come back in and add some more pigment to some of these just to give them some more depth. Either way, I mean, it's honestly just whatever your personal preference is. I don't know what you like, so whatever you like is good. Okay. And the last flower that I had up there was this lilac. Okay, so we're going to do a lilac. And lilacs are the best. They're super easy. Essentially, you grab some purple. And, sorry, I'm just trying to load my palette up here with some color. So we got purple. Now that's a little darker than I want. So what do? Yep, you guessed it. Grab some white and lighten it up. And I want it to be a super light purple because it's like a really light lilac. Lilacs are okay. So now this has a ton of pigment and hardly any water in it. And I want to actually water down some color over here and put just the tiniest bit of pigment in it. I want it to be more water than pigment, okay? Because now when I put my flowers, my little things down, okay, that's too wet. So I'm just going to touch it on my paper towel. Okay, and I'm just going to start making a shape that suggests, I'm drawing a little circle, and I just want it to suggest almost a large teardrop type shape, okay? And if it's light, that's good. You can come back in with dark later, but you can't really lighten something up once it's been darkened, okay? So I'm leaving a lot of negative white space and just starting to add these little flowers, okay? And yeah, you gotta go, whatever you were. And just coming down. And I like having these light ones, and some are darker and some are lighter, and that's fine because that's exactly what they look like in real life. And, oh, hang on, we got some other color going on in there now. That's fine. That's cool. All right. And they, I think, get bigger as you go down, like towards the base of them. So adding, I mean, not a lot bigger though. You don't want to make them like massive now, but you can do a little bigger ones. Okay. And coming back. So now that I have my rough shape of how I want everything, I'm going to then go into the same color but with lots of pigment and make sure it's nice and watered down to the way you like it so it can move. You'll always figure out what the perfect, like, it's a lot of trial and error. I'm still learning. And now that I have this darker color, I can come in and put some in here, okay? Now I'm still focusing. I'm not just going all over the place. I'm actually focusing on putting flowers like in this type shape and working from the top down to the bottom because I don't want it to look like just, all over the place. I'm actually going to add more water because I want it to be a little less pigmented. And I'm going to, okay, hang on. That's too much water. When you make a puddle like that, you want to, you have too much water. All right, just coming in with this. It's not much darker. It's honestly just still pretty watery, but with just a little more pigment in it than the first layer of flowers. And I'm gonna keep it on. Okay, there we go. We got some of these down, and put some more in. Why not? This just really gives it that depth, like perception of depth. Okay, that one's just too dark. Drying my brush and just gonna soak up some of that paint. There we go, that's better. And put some more little flowers. I'm still leaving some white space though because I do want it like a really loose type flower, if that makes sense. Okay. And just going to add some water to these ones that are kind of wild and then dry my brush so that I can soak up the excess. All right, that looks pretty good to me. I mean, I could probably keep going forever and just keep layering and layering and layering until it's like just, layers of flowers, which is what lilacs are, but, let's just call it. Okay, now we've got this. Going back in with that same green I've been using for all of the other stems. And lilacs have like bigger petals. Okay, so super light pressure here, and you want to like skip some spots so it kind of looks like it's, there we go. Okay, so it looks like it's all up in the flowers. Okay, and then I'm gonna do some of my leaves are going to come over here, and some of them are going to come, like, they're going to get bigger as we go down. So I'm going to add, for funsies, I'm going to put one up here. Maybe I'll put two up here. Why not? Because those are cute, right? And then put some, down here. I need a bigger brush. That's what I need for these leaves. Okay, so I'm gonna rinse that out and put it off to the side and grab my number 2 brush again. And I'm just loading up with paint. And well, yes, much better. And I don't want to do too much to it. I'm just gonna put it down, add some color back into it, and then call it. Okay, and then we'll do another big one here, and they're kind of like tight together in real life, but we're making pretty loose flowers, like, so I think it's fine if we, leave space here. And now I don't want to see the stem through my leaf, so I'm just going to add some color here. Pigment. This one's a nice big leaf. And it's going to have some nice dark tones and shades in it. And there's another really good big one. And this one's massive, okay? The more I touch it, the less I like it. Okay. So that one kind of grew wonky, but guess what? Nature's like that. It does whatever it wants. And touching over the spines, or the, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say here. Okay. Now there is our lilacs, and if you want to add some more of the little flowers, you can. Whatever you want to do here. Okay, this is your flower. You're making it. It is yours. This is your world, your design. It's beautiful. I promise. If you try it, it's gonna look really good. You're not gonna get mad. Okay. So there we go. There are our 5 flowers. We did it all together. Thank you so much for watching. If you find value in my videos, please like, subscribe, and share. I'm always giving new ideas and stuff for journals. Today was a lazy day. It's Sunday, so I really didn't want to spend a ton of time showing you, I didn't want to spend a lot of time measuring for our interactive junk journals. And so I just wanted to paint, do something really relaxing. I'm in my pajamas. I'm just doing nothing. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy. Just look up the Podunk paper file and you'll find me. And so thanks for watching and have a wonderful day. See ya.